Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Tokyo. My name is T. Sorry if I look a little tired here. It's been a very, very long week. I'm utterly exhausted, but I actually received a package that I don't know what it is. It came from China, I believe. I think I might know what it is, but let's go ahead and get to the unboxing or the unpackaging, I guess. You can see here it's a FedEx package. I don't know, but it's not from the US as far as I can tell, so I have a little feeling about what this might be, but I'm not exactly sure. So let's go ahead and turn the camera around and you can get a better look at what it is. DHL. Oh, I think I know what this is. Goodness gracious. Okay, here it is in a box. Yeah, Tokyo. Okay, I know what this is. This is actually a package from Magic Yoyo and also from Offset Yoyos. So I think you guys are going to know what this is. It is the variant from Magic Yoyo and Brandon Vu. Recently, Brandon Vu reached out to me on Instagram and asked if I wanted to take a look at the variant, the plastic yo-yo from Offset. I always forget that this is a Magic Yoyo collaboration. I believe also, not only did Brandon Vu do some design work on this, but I think Jeffrey Pang also had something to do with the design. So let's go ahead and take a look. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Wow. Super cool logo in there. Doesn't feel like you'll really be able to do finger spins. I mean, it's fairly wide open and flat. I am loving the iced look of this thing. It's very, very cool looking. I'm not sure if you'll be able to grind on this. Maybe. It seems a little glossy, I'm not sure. Also comes with a string inside, but I'm gonna use a good old zipline string. But just looking at the shape, I know this thing has been called the plastic outlier or something like that, but I don't have one of those. I haven't had an opportunity to get one yet, but as you guys know, I'm absolutely in love with plastic yo-yos, and especially ones from Yo-Yo Empire. Very excited to try this out. So let's go ahead and string it up and we'll give it a go. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try with a different string. I'm not sure, the response feels like a little bit inconsistent, so I'm gonna give it a go and see if changing the string will help. All right, so what do I think of the variant? I think this is actually really fun. I think a big problem with a lot of plastic yo-yos is that they tend to feel heavy. They tend to feel a bit like stones when you throw them, and they always kind of have a limited spin time, and they just don't feel very powerful. Something about this, I think they got the weight distribution really, really right on this. It kind of, I know many plastic yo-yos say like it plays just as good as a metal, and while I don't think that's true for almost any of them really, I think that's a really hard promise to keep. I feel like this gets close in the shape department. I feel like this has a very, very similar shape to a metal yo-yo. Like it has that kind of flared out W, but it's still on the narrow side. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it makes any compromises for being plastic besides the smoothness. It's not very smooth. It's maybe like a, I don't know, 7 out of 10 smooth. You can feel it vibrating a little bit on the string, but it's definitely like way smoother than, you know, Yo-Yo Factories or any of their plastics or anything like that. So I wouldn't say smoothness is a concern. At first the response seemed a little bit slippery. I don't know, I'm not sure if it just needs to be played with some more. I need to know what kind of pads these are. Yeah, I think these are like the gray pads are probably what they use for the Skyva as well, which I've noticed that some people have complained about before. I've never had a particular problem, but this one did feel a little bit slippery. But once I played with it a little bit more, it didn't seem to be a problem. And also using a string like Bushido Baby helped a lot. I feel like that has a little bit more grip to it, and that definitely assisted with the response. But once I played with it a little bit, it didn't seem to be a problem at all. So yeah, overall, my impressions of this are really nice. I also like this frosted color here. I think the logo's really cool. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it makes any... It looks like the logo's coming off a little bit on the side. It's probably going to flake off. I don't really mind. I'm not a big fan of logos anyway, but I do think for what it is, this has a very nice logo. And I don't think there's enough good polycarbonate yo-yos out there. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I recently got the Duncan Big Fun, and I didn't like that at all. I also didn't like the wedge, the plastic wedge, very much. So I've kind of been turned off by a lot of plastic yo-yos recently. The only one I've really liked was the Boreas Pro 2, which is a little bit more on the expensive, like $40 side. So being able to find something like this, which I think is going to retail for around 20 to 25, something like that, I feel like this is really, really going to, you know, make a lot of people interested in getting plastics again. It has that sort of element of fun, but it also feels like you can actually push it a little bit. It feels a little bit more serious. I didn't feel like I had to rush my tricks because I was running out of time or anything. So yeah, a huge shout out to Brandon Vu. Thank you so much for thinking about me. I really appreciate it. It's really nice that a huge channel like that thinks of a little dinky channel like mine. And yeah, I think the yo-yo is pretty cool. I'd love to try an outlier sometime soon. I'm never sure when I'll have the funds, but it's something I definitely want to try out, especially after trying the variant. I feel like there's a lot of quality in the stuff that Brandon designs and he makes. And yeah, this seems like a really cool yo-yo. So there'll probably be a more formal review sometime down the line. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get it out, but first impressions for a plastic, I think this is really fun. I like the way it looks. I like this frosty plastic. I haven't seen anything in this kind of like almost like transparent but not quite color. It's very, very cool. So if you get a chance, check it out. Thank you so much for watching, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, and subscription. I'd really appreciate it. Take care, have a nice day, and sayonara.